This section is going to be, it's entitled New Data, and we are going to talk about those possibilities on how new data, new structures are able to get into the cheminformatical tools that you might have or we might deliver to you. And undoubtedly, one of those first steps start with compound registrations to get a molecule into the system with a very important role that it's going to get a company ID. This is going to be a company ID for that registered compound, which is going to probably follow for the entire life of its I don't know, drug discovery process. We also saw from Ákos's presentation that this used to be probably true for some time, but it's not true anymore because we have other systems which are just before this step that you register this compound into the compound registration system, such as something which would be an ELN or something which would be an idea management or idea creation tool like Marvin Live that we talked about, or we had some talks yesterday about. Compound registration team was working in the past 1 year with a focus actually to enable these features in the compound registration system to get these molecules from these other sources like Marvin Live or ELN into the system quite easily. One of those features are the visual compound registration, which is to serve the concrete problem of having an idea, having a structure, having some already pre-calculated physicochemical properties of the molecule, but actually it has never been synthesized, but you also already want to assign it a company ID. You want to put it in the registration, in the pipeline of the drug discovery. And this is what visual compound registration is capable of giving it to you in the compound registration system. The other feature is the no structure registration. Just imagine the case when you have some information, but you're not sure about the structure. You have a lot of supporting metadata already about the compound, and you want definitely to register it into the compound registration system so you can keep track of it using the company ID. No structure registration is just the feature that is good for this one. Going a little bit further with it, there is another use case which might be interesting for most of you, is that several times, if you're getting somehow information in the compound registration system, it is that you try to upload a SDF file. Being that a small file, which is typically coming from a CRO with a few molecules in it, or being a big file that you're getting through, I don't know, acquisition of another company. In both of the cases, you might want to know ahead of registering these compounds into the system what's going to happen with them. The pre-registration page is designed to do this. You can upload these files. It's going to be run against these files and the records of these files. All the business rules that we are applying during registration. At the end of it, you're going to see a brief statistics, how many of them would pass the business rules, of how many of them would violate one of them. You can download these ones. You can correct these ones, even inside the system, if there are a few of them. Or you can really, by downloading it, you can use your favorites to correct these ones. You can upload it again, so you can kind of just correct these ones and go on with the registration. As you probably mentioned or noticed already, we've been talking about compound registration during the whole day as not a very single product that stays totally separate from any other environment, but something rather which is incorporated in your already existing system or gets incorporated in the system, integrated with other products, being that ChemAxon products or some third-party tools, that's not a problem, or some, for example, in-house developed tools. And this is where consultancy services or professional services of ChemAxon comes into the picture, as we're really happy to give you the best knowledge on how our tools work and how can you integrate those ones with other tools. For this example, let's just take something that is already existing at one of our partners. For example, compound registration, they definitely want a Downstream project or a Downstream because they want to use the data that is getting into the compound registration system. Of course, they want to use calculators in order to give some predictive properties to the items which were registered into the system. A little bit further on, they want also to feed other applications, like for, in this case, IJC, which would produce for them different kind of reports, being that in Plexus Connect or in some Excel format. And of course, what else could it be? Well, the ELN that we said, that something which is just before getting the molecule into the registration system. And if you were to ask me whether this is on-premise or this is in web and in Amazon or other kind of cloud services, probably 2 years ago I would have answered this question that this is like 50-50. The people are like these colleagues from GSK, they are using it on-premise, but nowadays more of the people are really looking for the cloud. And this is what this section is going to be about, telling you how, through our partners and colleagues, telling you how can you put these systems into the cloud, how can you operate them, what kind of infrastructure is needed for that one.